In this particular problem dealing with arithmetic sequences in series, this has a little bit of a different twist to it. We want to find the terms that are missing in this sequence, and we're going to apply our rule here one more time, but we're going to apply it in a different way. We know the first term of this sequence, and we don't know the second, the third, the fourth, but we know the fifth term of the sequence. And so we want to be able to find the next three terms after the first term, but we have to use the information that we're given. So we're going to do this in steps once again. So step one, in order to get from the first term to the second term, I need to know the common difference. So that's what I've got to do first. I've got to find the common difference. All right? And again, we're going to use my rule, my arithmetic sequence rule, to help me do that. And I numbered these a minute ago purposely. I told you that was the first term, and this was the fifth term. And remember, the positioning or the number of term is what n is. So in this case, n is going to equal 1, and n is going to equal 5 here. All right, so we're going to use that to help us. So to find the common difference, which is what we need, using our general rule, we're going to start off with a sub 5 is equal to a sub 1 plus, and when I'm doing a sub 5, that means n is equal to 5, so it's going to be 5 minus 1 times d. Now, in order to solve this, the only way I know how to solve an equation is if I only have one variable, one thing that I don't know. And that's why I set it up and use this equation, because now there's really, when I do substitution, there's only going to be one thing that I don't know, which is the common difference. I know what a sub 5 is because it's given to me. And I know what a sub 1 is because it's given to me. So now it's a matter of substitution. So n for a sub 5, I'm going to put negative 17 is equal to my a sub 1, which is 11, plus 5 minus 1. And then I still have to use the d because the common difference I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find. So now when I simplify, I've got a negative 17 is equal to 11 plus 5 minus 1 is going to be 4. So that's going to be 4 times d, which is 4d. Now it's just a matter of solving a simple equation in one variable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the 4d isolated by itself. So to do that, I've got to get rid of the 11. So I'll subtract 11 on both sides of the equation. A negative 17 minus 11, the signs are exactly the same. So that means I add these and keep the sign. So it's going to be a negative. 7 plus 1 is 8. 1 plus 1 is 2. So it's a negative 28 is equal to the 11 zeroed out over here. And I'm left with 4d. Now, I want to get rid of the 4 in front of the d. So in order to get rid of the 4, it means multiply when they're together like that. So I have to do the opposite thing. I have to divide by 4 on both sides. And when I do that, that tells me that d is equal to negative 28 divided by 4 is a negative 7. So I've found the common difference, which is negative 7. Then, since I've gone in steps, step number 2 then is to find the next three terms in the sequence. Well, remember my first term was 11. To find the second term, I add my common difference to that. So it's going to be 11 minus 7. So that means a sub 2 is going to be 11 minus 7, which is going to be 4. Then I want to find the next term, a sub 3. A sub 3 then is going to be my second term, 4 minus 7. A sub 3 then is going to be 4 minus 7 is a negative 3. And then I want to find the fourth term. So I take the third term, negative 3, add the common difference to it. It was 7. Negative 3 minus 7 gives me a negative 10. And then let's just do a little check here to make sure we're right. The fifth term, which I was given a minute ago, take a sub 4 minus 10, subtract off my common difference, is negative 17. Now let's go back and check and see if we're right. So if we look at our original problem, that tells me, well, that's what the fifth term should be. So I'm going to end up with 11. Then the next term was 4. And then the next term was negative 3. And the next term was negative 10. And then finally, the last term was negative 17.